Warning, this video is not for kids, because it's a
Creepypasta video.
Anyway, if you like creepypasta videos, please write comments on my channel.
Have you guys ever heard of Thomas and Friends? If you have been around kids between the ages of 3 and around 9 or so, I'm sure you have. Trust me, I loved the Thomas franchise so much so that I could name every single engine, knew what color they were and the number they had painted on them. The show lasted from 1984 to 2021, but I still love Thomas, even to this day. However, I am going through a really bad situation, and it has been stuck with me for the past week. It was a nice peaceful day. I was eating lunch at Subway with my family. I got a chicken foot-long sub, with a bag of Ruffles, and a Pepsi. After eating lunch, we went to go shopping. After that, we all went home. When I was about to walk in, I noticed a package laying on my front door. The package, which was for some reason, was for me. A package for me? I asked. I don't remember ordering anything. I then shrugged, thinking it was something special. I then took the package, went upstairs in my bedroom, and opened it. Inside, was a Thomas and Friends DVD. The cover looked innocent enough. The DVD consisted of Thomas smiling and animated children, a boy and a girl, were waving their arms out of the windows in his coaches. The DVD was called Thomas and the Children. I also noticed that it had the DVD video logo on the bottom left of the screen and the Hit Entertainment logo on the bottom right. At first, I don't know if it was a good idea to watch this, as if I had never seen this episode before. Therefore, since I loved Thomas, I still had the courage to watch it. I then put in the DVD inside my DVD player and began to watch the episode play. First it showed the Hit Entertainment logo and then played the intro, like with other Thomas episodes. After the intro, the episode began. The episode was in the Season 1 animation. It started off with Thomas at Tidmouth Sheds, who was being told to take a group of children to the seaside by the instructions of Sir Topham Hatt. I noticed something odd though. There was strangely no narrator in this episode like in the 2021 2D reboot series and the Big World Big Adventures film, that people hated, but I didn't mind. Thomas then puffed off to go get his coaches. The rest of the episode then showed Thomas picking up the children at Knapford Station, and it showed every single one of them, even their teacher with them, climb on board. The guard then blew his whistle. "Alright, let's go Thomas," said his driver. "Sure thing," said Thomas. Thomas then departed Knapford and they set off. Then there was a scene with him chuffing down the rails, like he always did in the show, and the kids were cheering and their teacher smiled. However, they were approaching the next station, which was Dryall, and when they neared it, it happened. Thomas' driver tried to apply his brakes, but Thomas rushed through Dryall station and down the main line. Then it cut to a shot of Thomas' piston rods pounding as the runaway theme started playing in the background. "Why did number 1 pass the station? What's going on, miss?" one of the children spoke. "Stop Thomas. You passed the station. What are you doing?" shouted his driver. However, Thomas didn't reply. He just kept going faster and faster. Then it showed a shot of Thomas zooming under the rail and road section bridge, but then there was trouble, as the narrator say almost every time in the show. It faded to a shot where Bertie the bus was stuck on the railway crossing. He tried to start his engine, but he couldn't move. Just then Bertie heard Thomas whistle. This is when the episode got worse. It then showed a shot of Thomas' driver staring out of the cab. Bertie stared at Thomas in fear, as the little blue engine started to speed up even more. "Thomas. No. You'll end us all," screamed his driver. "This shocked me. Thomas won't do this in his kids' show." "Somebody stop him," one of the children said. "Thomas before he hits Bertie." The driver and firemen scrambled around with the controls, trying their best to stop Thomas, but it was no use, and it cut to the most disheartening thing that I have ever seen, as it cut to a shot of Thomas' face. Thomas' eyes were completely black, he had red pupils in his eyes, and he was crying blood. Thomas then said something, but it was so distorted and demonic that I couldn't even understand on what he was saying. The kids were panicking and crying, and little tears can be seen, coming down from their faces. At that moment, Thomas crashed into Bertie, causing pieces and parts of them to fly everywhere. Then it showed something out of a horror movie. It showed Thomas and Bertie's destroyed and burned bodies and other stuff splattered everywhere, which consisted blood. I felt very disgusted at that moment. Usually by now, the narrator would say, and luckily, no one was hurt, but there was no recurrence for the poor children in the carnage. The episode then showed the carnage inside the tipped-over coaches. There was dead bodies everywhere, what looked like actual blood had been splattered everywhere, and worse yet, the children still had tears and small bits of blood and cuts on their faces. Their teacher was dead too. Just then, everything went to static. After that I felt myself boiling over with anger. What kind of evil would create something that messed up for big and little children? I asked myself. When I paused the static, messages started to appear on the screen. Disturbing messages like kill, obey, multiply and die. I watched the static for over an hour, and noticed 30 different types of messages. I was so scared that I ejected the DVD. When I was about to throw it away, I had an idea. I decided to upload the episode on YouTube. I then put the DVD back in the DVD player, and recorded it on my TV, and then I uploaded it to YouTube, and I got 2 million views, 4,000 likes, 2,000 comments, and 8,000 subscribers. After that, I smashed the DVD and threw it in the rubbish. The next day, I reported the episode to Hit Entertainment, and they replied with, "We are very sorry to hear about your experience. We have discovered a lot of rare things, but this was the most traumatic you've ever had. We apologize for the inconvenience." To this day, I still feel really traumatized after what I have saw. I still like Thomas and Friends, but not this horrifying episode. To those who come across a lost episode, please, stay away from it.